So I've been getting a lot of questions about my live looping setup and how I sync my looper and my drum machine and get my guitar tones and mix it and all that good stuff. And I just want to do a quick video walking you through this setup that I have just recently put together and that I'm pretty happy with. If you've watched my videos pretty much since I've started posting videos, my setup has changed every single time. But this one I feel really good about. It's simple, it's effective, and I know affordable is relative, but this is affordable in the kind of grand scheme of DAWless investment. This is not too bad. So really happy with this setup, and I'm going to be using it for the foreseeable future. So I wanted to do a quick rundown taking you through how this stuff works and how I get these looping performances. This is not going to be a deep dive, so I'm not going to show you how to dial in the tones on the HX Stomp, how to sync the looper in the drum machine, how to use the KO2. If you want detailed breakdowns on those things, leave a comment and I can work something up. But I'm just going to walk you through how this all works together. So first things first, my guitar is running into the Line 6 HX Stomp. This is an incredible multi-effects processor and amp modeler. It's definitely the most expensive piece in my setup, but it is so worth it, especially since I use it on gigs and take it on the road all the time. It's an amazing pedal. So the way that I use this is I have 3 snapshots here. The first snapshot that I'm on right now is my rhythm guitar sound. Just sounds like this. Just a clean guitar sound. By the way, this exact preset is available for download from Line 6 Custom Tone for free. So if you want it, just go ahead and grab it. Link is in the description below. And if you want a detailed video again on how I made this patch, let me know. Anyways, snapshot 2 takes me over to a bass sound, and that sounds like this. My guitar is running through an octave pedal and then through a separate signal into a bass amp rather than a guitar amp on snapshot 2. And then on snapshot 3, it's just a lead tone. It's this back through my guitar amp again on the original path, but with an overdrive and some delay kicked in. Sounds like this. Pretty basic stuff. But the special thing about how I have this routed is that they all route to separate outputs. So snapshot 1, my rhythm sound, routes out of my left output on my HX Stomp. It's panned hard left. It's only going out the left output into input A or left mono of the RC5, and then out into channel 1 of my mixer. So by doing this, I can control each guitar tone, guitar, bass, and lead in my mixer. They have independent levels, so they don't all get mashed up in my looper, and I can't adjust things. So snapshot 1 routes my rhythm tone out of the left output, or output 1, or output A, however you want to think about it. Snapshot 2 is panned hard right. So that goes out of the right input in the HX Stomp into input B on the RC5, and then out of input B into channel 2. This is my bass. And then my lead channel doesn't even touch my looper. My lead channel goes out of the send in the HX Stomp straight into line in 3. So I actually can't loop my lead tone. It never touches the looper. But I put it here so, again, I can have independent control over its volume and basic EQ and stuff like that, panning. So moving on from the HX Stomp, this is not connected via MIDI to anything else. It's just 3 channels of audio, 2 of them going into the RC5 and 1 straight into the mixer. But over here I have the RC5, and the RC5 is receiving my rhythm guitar and my bass guitar. But the thing that makes this setup really cool is that this is MIDI synced to the KO2. So you can see here that I have an 1/8 inch TRS cable going out of the MIDI output into the MIDI input on the RC5. The KO2 is sending MIDI clock, and by default, right out of the box, the RC5, if you plug in an 1/8 inch TRS cable to the MIDI in and send it MIDI clock, it's just going to revert to that. It's just going to defer to that as its MIDI clock. So super easy to set up and really effective. It's a little tricky getting used to stepping on this thing to get it in sync. For the intro video, I had to use my hand. It's usually under my desk and I use my foot. Again, if you want a separate video on like the best way to sync these two, let me know. But it's not too hard to set up, and you can find lots of videos on people specifically setting them up for that. And then the KO2, other than sending the MIDI output of the clock into the RC5, it's just a stereo output into line in 5 and 6 on my mixer. So that's pretty straightforward. We've got rhythm guitar, bass guitar, lead guitar, and drums left and right. So yeah, I have a little kit loaded up here. So let me see if I can give you a really basic demonstration, and I'm going to be talking through it as I go. Turn that down a little bit. This might not go well, but you know, just bear with me. We're going to do our best here. So let's go to a new pattern here, and let's clear it. Let's record in some hi-hat. So okay, we have a basic beat. Now let's record some guitar. Here we go. Not great, but you get the picture. Let's throw some bass on there now. Go into overdub mode. Back into playback mode. I messed up the bass part, but you know, bear with me here. And then over to our lead. And as you can see, well, I guess you can't see, but everything is separate. So if I want my rhythm guitar to go away, I turn that down. If I want my bass to go away, I can do that. Bring bass back, turn the drums down, only the drums, solo, had to turn the volume up there, and now everything's out with my guitar. So that was a really pretty sloppy demonstration of how this works and how I kind of get grooves going in real time. Right now, I'm just going out of the main out of my mixer here into my audio interface and recording everything in stereo so I can demonstrate. But you can go right out into a main, PA system and perform live with this, which I hope to do eventually once I actually write more than 3 songs. But yeah, let me know in the comments if there's anything here that you'd like to go into a deep dive on. KO2, RC5, HX Stomp, and then this is a Mackie Mix 8, but it's just a regular run-of-the-mill mixer. And again, this preset is available for download, and let me know in the comments what you think, and if you have any ideas to improve this setup, or if you have any other questions. Thanks again so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope to see you back here on some videos in the future. Thanks, y'all.